Hi there, I'm Jeanette, stampingwithsafiandme.com, and today's project is a card project. Now there's two reasons why I wanted to show you this today. I wanted to show you a technique which is called Eclipse, and a second reason is it's my mum's birthday, so I wanted to do a card for my mum, and this is what I did, and I thought I could show you how to do it. So let's get on and make it. I'll just put that to one side. This stamp set that we're using today is the Painted Harvest stamp set, and it is a stunning stamp set. If you are unsure at all of what to get, honestly, this is absolutely beautiful. And again, it comes with a gorgeous punch, a leaf punch as well, and it's a 10% bundle. And I've got a couple of projects that I have in my head that I want to bring to you. Obviously the first one is my mum's birthday card, but the one next week is going to be using this stamp set along with the leaf punch as well. Honestly, it's beautiful. So the things that we are going to need, let me just grab this. All it is I've used Very Vanilla, thick Very Vanilla for the base, and it's an A4 piece of card cut in half, scored in the middle. So it actually measures, and I've written it down here so I don't have to measure, 8 1/4 by 5 3/4, scored in half at 4 1/8, and that's your base. And then you are going to need, for your sentiment that we're going to stamp on, you just need a piece of Very Vanilla, which measures 4 1/2 inches by 2 3/4 inches. You will need a scrap of Very Vanilla just for your sentiment, and then whatever colour you decide to go for. I'm using Old Olive. It's one of my favourite colours, so I'm going for that. And that just needs to measure just a smidgen bigger than the Very Vanilla. This measures 4 5/8. In fact, it measures just very slightly smaller than 4 5/8 by 2 7/8, as I only wanted a tiny border on mine. This card that I've done here is actually 4 5/8 and by 2 7/8, but I wanted it that tiny little bit. I just wanted it just to show on the outside, so that's what I've done there. Okay, so let's get started with the stamping. Put those to one side. I have done quite a bit of prep on this because I didn't want this to be a hugely long tutorial. So I have done true Blue Peter format, and I've actually done some. This is what I did earlier. So let's just because it's a photopolymer set, I'm going to use my like a pierce mat, like a spongy mat, so I get a really good impression. Let me just bring that in. So I'm also going to stamp off as well, so I just need to scrap there. Where's my old olive there? And my two-tone stamp set here. Okay, so you really can't go wrong with this. Actually, the card that I've just shown you, there, just get that off, was my very first attempt at actually using this stamp set. It really is so forgiving. You can't really go wrong with it. So I'm just going to stamp off because I don't want this first one to be too heavy on the ink. I'm actually only using one colour of ink for this. You know, there's so many different options. You can use 2 inks, a very pale ink for your base, which will be this one, and then you can use a darker colour on top. That's what I've just stamped off, and that is exactly what I wanted. And then this, which just layers on top, so using the same Old Olive again, making sure, just get the ink off there. You don't even need to be that accurate with your lining up. Now what I'm looking for here, there's a little curve there and there's that little curve, so that's what I'm matching it up with. If I can just, and then put that on top. There you go. That's gorgeous. I've got a little bit of ink in the middle, but you know what? Doesn't really matter. And then I'm actually using Sahara sand for the centre. And again, I'm stamping off and then just stamping this in the middle. Like that. How gorgeous is that? That really is lovely. Now that just needs a few minutes to dry actually. On this card, if I just bring this one in again, I've actually popped some pearls in the middle, so even if you do get a little bit of ink, it really doesn't matter. I think it actually adds to it. You can just pop your pearls over it if you weren't too happy, so no need to stamp again at all. So I'll just put that to one side. Now what I've done is used the large letters framelets to cut out my mum, and all you need to do with this, because this just fits on, so when you're putting it through your big shot, you just need to, that's all it is, just line it up like that, and that needs to butt up right against the M. But what you could do to make sure you've got it right is just take that off and then pop that on there, just to make sure that you've got the same amount at both sides, and that's just about right. So I have prepared one earlier, so I'm not taking too much time. Put that to one side, and I've actually punched mine out. Still in the old olive, and that's what it looks like. Looks a little bit nondescript like that, but when it goes together it does look really nice. Now what you also need to do is cut out in your chosen colour, you need to cut out 4 U's and you need to cut out 8 M's. Now I've been putting these together. What I like to do to get this effect, if you can see, it just looks, I think it just looks so professional. It actually looks like a piece of wood. It looks really nice. So I've put one together because it took a little while to dry. I've got one to put together with you now, and then I'm just going to stick that on there. So I did a lot of this earlier this afternoon just to save a little bit of time. So that's what we'll do now. I'll just grab my silicone mat. This is really good for when you've got when you're doing quite a lot of gluing. So let's put that to one side and let's glue this on first. So using Tombow, that's what you need to use to adhere all this together. Honestly, I was so impressed when I just started stamping, and I just thought, oh, you know what, I'm going to just do a tutorial because it really is so nice, so effective as well, this technique. Just have a go with it. But the project that I've got for you next week is probably one of my favourites. I'm looking forward to doing that with you. So just wish I had time to do a lot more at working, and I also have a horse that I ride as well, so I have him to look after, plus a family as well. So really, when I'm crafting, it's my relaxing time, it's my chill out time. love to escape. It just really helps me relax after a really busy day. Okay, just one more. So we've got 4 layers of cardstock, and then we're just going to top that with the layer of the stamping that we've done. And it's absolutely super for a special card. It's absolutely fabulous to do. Takes a little bit more time than a normal card, but it is worth it. I always use the for my bases, I always use the thick Whisper White or the thick Very Vanilla for card bases, and then you can just use, this is just ordinary Very Vanilla. It's not thick at all. You don't really need it when you're layering it up like this with the cardstock. And then you want to, when you're putting your glue on here, you do want to get right into right at the end here, so you don't want that coming apart. So, this silicone mat's brilliant as well, and it washes, so when it's all sticky and what have you, you just all you do is rinse it under cold water tap. It comes up brand new again, so it really does last a lifetime, I would imagine. Well, this is the only one I've ever purchased. If you didn't want to layer up your letters, what I could suggest, if you wanted to do it a little bit quicker than this, you could use thick Very Vanilla and then just use Stampin' Dimensionals. That would certainly work as well. It depends which option you prefer. Right, so let me put that to one side. Close this up before I put my hand in it, which I have done before. There you go, you can see starting to take effect now. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm actually going to put it on my my card, because I'm going to put it on with fast fuse. And it's easier to put it on at this stage before we actually glue these on. So just put some fast fuse on the back. I always find my fast fuse works better when I've got this sort of mat underneath. If I'm just doing it straight onto a hard surface, it doesn't always work quite as well. Another tip. Now, because I've used fast fuse on here, I am going to have to be accurate, because I am not going to be able to get it off once it is stuck. I think that looks about right. Right, so Tombow again. And then just place that inside there. Then just hold down for a couple of seconds. As you can see, it's really standing out. It really does look lovely. Such a lovely stamp set. I do hope there isn't too many shadows on this video. I am actually filming this quite late. I'd prefer to do them in the afternoon, but I've been out for most of the day with my horse. I've had a fabulous day. So I am bringing this to you quite late. But I do like to do them on Sundays because I'm working during the week, so that's stuck. Last one. Might just put a little bit more on this. Oops. Look how lovely that looks. I mean, that looks fabulous as it is, if you didn't even want to add anything else. But I just want to add a few of these beautiful pearls. They are so nice. Just adds that a little bit extra for my mum. I know she'll really like these. She loves pearls. So let's get some of these on. Put about 5 on, I think. I have one there. And then one more, I think, there. It's really nice. And then just want to add a little bit of Wink of Stella. I'm not sure whether you can see it on camera, but just in the centre here, just to give it that little bit of an extra bit of sparkle. I don't know whether you can see, but that looks really lovely. Now what I'm also going to do is put a little sentiment on it, but that really doesn't quite like it like that, but I'm going to add a sentiment, and I've actually used the from the Swirly Snowflakes Thinlets. I've actually used this die. I particularly like it because I absolutely love this little scallop here. I think it looks so pretty. So, and then the sentiment that I've actually used is from the Thoughtful Banners, and I've just used Happy. Where's Happy? Happy. There's Birthday, and Happy's there somewhere. Yeah, right at the top there. So I've used Happy Birthday. And then I've just used Old Olive. Bring him on that. Again, love this because it's going to be punched out, so you really can't go wrong. Happy birthday, just about there. Go. And then all you're going to do is pop that. It just fits quite nicely. That's the reason I've chosen this sentiment actually, from that set, because it fits really nicely in there. Now I've actually cut one out. I did one earlier and cut one out just to save a little bit of time and messing about with my Big Shot, and I prepared and cut it out like that, and that's what you get. Now what I've actually done, because I don't want it all, in fact I used such a tiny piece that I didn't even get the whole frame on, but what I want to do is cut this bit off. I don't want the whole thing, so cut that off, and then all you need to do is fold that over like that. I thought that was really cute. And then I used a dimensional that I haven't got out, so I'm going to grab those. Pop a dimensional on the back. Let's see, where do I want that? Just above the M, I think. Happy birthday. And I just love the way that just stands out there. And then to finish it off, because I thought it was quite a rustic card, again I just love this this burlap ribbon. I've used it a couple of times on my projects and I just really love it actually. It's so nice, and you can use it as a whole or you can cut it up, and that's exactly what I've done here. I've just cut it in half. Not even in half. So it really does, it just lasts absolutely ages. Then again, I'm not doing a bow. I'm not particularly a bow person. And then separated these just like that. And then just decide, I mean, I'll cut it out there, and then you can always pop it on and then you can trim it again when you've actually got it on your card. Just find my, I've got my glue dots out, have I? Oh, I have. Just 1 second. So you can pop this on with a glue dot. And I think that just finishes it off. I am going to trim that. Just needs trimming slightly. I think that's really pretty. I think she's going to love it. I'm not too sure which one. Trim that a bit. You don't need to be too accurate with your trimming. Better. There we go, and that's the finished card. So I hope you like that tutorial. Let me bring the other one in. So that one's Old Olive, and this one is actually Marina Mist and Crumb Cake. So I use Sahara sand for the middle of that one. So do give it a go, and if you'd like to purchase any of the products I've used today, I'll list them all on my blog along with all the sizes. stampingwithsafiandme.com. Just click the shop now button. If you do like my video, do like and subscribe. I would appreciate that if you do. And if you have any questions, do leave me a comment. I'm always happy to help. And thank you very much, and I hope to see you next week. Thank you.